Hello everyone, this is Ankit Jain. I welcome you all to my channel Tech Journey with Ankit. This is part 2 of our Change Data Capture series where we will discuss how you can create the custom channel. In what scenarios as a developer you should go for the custom channel. So that will be discussed in more detail in this part. Before we get started, let's try to understand the agenda for today. So first we will go over the recap, what we have covered in the first part. After that, we will see why as a developer you should go for the custom channel. After that, we will see how you can enrich your custom channel by adding some additional fields. After that, we will see how you can create the channel, add the different channel members in the same channel, and in the last, we will also go over the demo part. So let's get started with the recap for the first part. So in the first part, we discussed that Change Data Capture is a kind of a streaming API which will helpful whenever we want to integrate with the external system. Whenever any CRUD operation has been done on the data and you want to perform the replication of that CRUD operation on the external system, then definitely you can go for the change data capture. We also discussed that by default, whenever we are enabling the object for the change data capture, we get the standard channels. Again, the standard channel, it do comes in two flavors. In case you want to subscribe to all the in case you want to subscribe to all the objects that we are exposing by using the change data event, then we can go for slash data slash change event path. In case we wants to subscribe to the only one object at a time, then we can go and use the slash data slash object name. So for example, if we are subscribing to the account object, then we have to use the slash data slash account change event. So this is the format that we have to use. Similarly, for the custom object, we have to use the slash data custom object name underscore underscore change event. So in the case, let's take an example, employee is the custom object. So we have to use the employee underscore underscore change event here. I do recommend folks, before you go and continue this part, make sure that you are finishing the part 1 and then coming to the part 2, because in the part 1 we have also installed few of the app exchange products, as well as we have also installed the EMP connector app. So that will be helpful for this session. Moving towards the next part, what is custom channel? Before I go to the in detail about the custom channel, let's try to understand one scenario. For example, your Salesforce org is integrated with two different systems. It is integrated with the ERP system also as well as the billing system. Now your ERP system, it do needs the information of the three different objects, let's say account, contacts as well as the opportunity. However, your billing system, it do needs information for another three objects like the products, codes as well as the order. Right now, whenever you are exposing the objects by using the change data capture, definitely you have to go and expose all these six objects. But the ERP will make sure that they are only getting the data for these three objects and not for other three objects. Same goes for the billing as well. And the solution for this is the custom channel. Let me put another scenario where you will understand the another application of the custom channel. For example, let's say on the Salesforce, we have exposed the account object. So whenever the account rating has been changed, definitely the rating information is flowing to the ERP. But in addition to that rating information, let's say to perform the integration, they need some additional fields as well. Let's say to perform the integration, they do need external ID. But by default, standard channel, they do only expose only those events which are only those fields which are changing. But in this scenario, as the external ID is not changed, external ID will not be exposed. Again, you can do that by enriching the fields by adding the custom channel. Let me put one more scenario for the custom channel as well. So another scenario for the custom channel is, for example, let's say your ERP system, they don't want to track all the accounts. They only want to track the accounts where the industry is energy, right? So what they want is whenever the event, whenever the CRUD operation has been performed on the account of type industry, only that type of data needs to be sent to the ERP system. So basically they want to filter the events here. Again, you can perform the filtering on those events by using the custom channel. So there are n number of applications that we discussed about the custom channel, right? So what we have to do in the case of custom channel, now let me come to the theory part. You have to go and create a custom channel whenever the multiple subscribers and each subscriber receive the change event for the different set of entities. So let's say you do have the different types of subscriber and each subscribers wants a different set of entities, then definitely you should go for the custom channel, right? As I said, the event enrichment, for example, in addition to the change fields, you also want to send some additional information, which is kind of a key thing for performing the integration, either the external ID or some any other information that has been expected by the external system. Then you can go and enrich the fields as well. In addition to that, what, as I said, we can also perform the filtering of the events as well. So whenever you are creating the custom channel, this is the path that you have to follow. Like for the standard channel, we have seen that this is the path, like slash data slash change event, or slash data followed by the standard object or the custom object name followed by the change event. Similarly, in the case of custom channel, the channel name will be slash data your channel name underscore underscore chn. Again, I'm repeating, for the custom channel, the channel name will be the slash data under slash channel name underscore underscore ch. Now, as we already talked in detail about the enrich change event, let's try to understand how we can do that. Right? Whenever the event change has been done and you want to add some additional information, then definitely you can go for the enrich change event. Right? But again, this enrich change event is only applicable whenever the update and the delete operations needs to be performed. It is not be available whenever the create operation and the undelete operation has been done. So this enrich fields will be sent out only on the scenario of update and delete. And it is also more logical, right? Because on the create as well as on the undelete scenario, we are sending the complete payload, what all data that user have populate. So it makes more sense that this enrich change event should work only for the update as well as the delete operation, right? Again, event enrichment is also available for the channels that support multiple events. So this is only available for the standard channel as well, and it is also available for the custom channels as well. But again, in the standard channel, it is only available for slash data slash change events. And in the case of custom channel, definitely it is only available. But it will not be available in the case of standard channel whenever the subscriber is subscribed to the single entity. So again, a very key point, folks, whenever you are working on the enrichment field, make sure that your enrich change event, it do works on the standard channel as well as the custom channel. But on the standard channel, it works only for the slash data slash change event. Definitely it will work for the all custom channels as well, but it will not work for the single entity channels. Now, before we go and understand how to create the custom channel, let's try to understand this AID diagram. This AID diagram will show you how you can go and create the channel and how you can have the different channel members. You can create this channel and the channel members by using the metadata API as well as the tooling API. So what we do first as a part of first step whenever we are working on the custom channel is we go and create the custom channel, right, by using the platform event channel. And in this custom channel, we go and add the multiple members by using the platform event channel member. So whenever you are creating the event channel, there are few key fields that you have to populate. For example, channel type, which for the change data capture, it will always be a data, and the label, whatever the name that you want to give to the custom channel. And after that, in the channel member, you can add the enrich field. After that, you can add the event channel, right? After that, you can add the filter expression. For example, as I said, your ERP system, they are only interested in a particular type of industry. So you can go and add that filter criteria. And after that, you can go and define the selected entity on which entity you are adding the channel member. So let's try to understand this with one example. Again, before I come to the example, make sure that you are putting the full name correctly, because full name is something which will be helpful whenever you have to uniquely identify your custom channel. Okay, so with the help of full name, you can give the unique name to your channel as well as the channel member. So first, as I said, first step, what we will do, we will go and create the custom channel. So you see that there are three parameters that we are passing: full name, channel type, and the label. Full name, here I have given the name as HR events underscore underscore CHN. You have to follow the exact same naming convention. That is what we have discussed here, right? You have to use the slash data slash channel name underscore underscore CHN. The next thing that you have to populate is the channel type. For the change data capture, this channel type will always be data. And the label, you can give any label name here. So once the channel is created, now in this channel, you can add the multiple member. As I said, your ERP system, it do needs three different objects. For example, account, contacts, as well as opportunities. So you can add the three different channel members here. In this example, I have added two channel members. So first channel member that I have added here is for the account object, and second channel member that I have added here is for the employee object. Again, here you have to use the full name HR events underscore CHN, right? Followed by the account change event. Again, full name is completely up to you, whatever the name that you want to give, but just you have to make sure that this name must be unique, right? In this example, what we are doing here is we are filtering the agriculture based records. So that's why we have putting the filter criteria as agriculture. After that, the event channel name, for which event channel you are adding the member. So for example, here the full name is the HR events underscore underscore CHN. That's why we have put here the HR events underscore underscore CHN. And under last, you have to add the selected entity. So these events you are creating for which object. For example, I am creating this event for the account object. So I have to add the selected entity as account change event. You have to use the exact same name of the event name. Same goes for the custom objects as well. So we have put the full name. After that, we have put the event channel, because this is the event channel based on which we are creating the record, and the selected entity. In the case of custom object, as we discussed in the part 1, the name must be the employee underscore underscore change event. Right, now let's try to understand how we can do that by using the any third party tool. So for example, let's say there's a third party tool, right? Or with the help of which we have to go and create this API. As I said, we can only do this with the help of metadata API or tooling API. So for example, you are using the postman to do it. So what you have to do here is you have to make the post request from the postman, and this is the endpoint that you have to use. As I said, you have to use the platform event channel, and this kind of body that you have to send, you have to give the full name, you have to give the metadata as the channel type as the label, right? Full name, channel type, and the label. These three information that you have to pass. Next, in case you are creating the channel member for the enriching the fields, right? So what you can do here is, again, you can give the full name followed by the metadata, right? In the enrich field, again, it's an array. So you can definitely send one or more than one fields as well. So whatever the fields that you have to send, you have to put the API name of those fields. After that, you have to put the event channel name as well as the selected entity here. Similarly, in case you have to go and add the filters, so what again you can do, you can put the full name, metadata, same the event channel name, and here you can go and add the filter expression. You can add the one single filter, you can put the and criteria or criteria, you can put the, for example, let's say you do have a requirement that annual revenue greater than 5,000, you can put all these different types of expressions here that is supported by the tooling API. Again, here I have put the screenshots for the tooling API. You can also refer the screenshots for the metadata API as well from the documentation. Again, I will put the link of documentation in the video description. Right, so that's all about the theory part. Now let's go and switch towards the demo. But before we switch towards the demo, guys, I do request you folks, you should go over this video where I have detailed how you can connect the postman to the Salesforce, right? Because I'm not going to cover in this section how you can make that connection. That's already covered in the previous video. So in case you are coming to the demo part, make sure that you are already finishing that video and do get the understanding how you can perform the integration. Now let's go towards the postman part. So here I am logging to the postman. I have covered in detail in the first part how you can do that. So now here I am selecting the workspace. Let me go and select the workspace from here. In the first part, we have created this workspace, take journey with Ankit. So if you are logging in again, you have to make sure that you are selecting that workspace. Right, after selecting the workspace, the next thing that I am doing here is I am performing the authorization. So let me go and do that authorization from here. So I'm selecting this parent folder, clicking on the authorization, scrolling down, and here we do have the option to get the new access token, clicking on allow, and my access is token is completed. Let me go and click on the use token. Let me quickly validate whether the connection has been done successfully or not. So I'm just executing this API. Again, I'm doing this only for my own validation. It has nothing to do with the change data capture. so that I can understand the connection has been done successfully or not. So it is sending the request. Right? So we are getting the response. That means my connection is successful. Now let's move towards the key part for today. We'll see how you can go and create the custom channel and how you can go and add the channel members for it. For that, you have to navigate to the event platform. Right? Let me quickly zoom this. As I said, what you have to do here is you have to navigate to the event platform. In the event platform, you will get one folder with the name of custom channel. Again, under this custom channel, you will get one folder with the name of change data capture. And here you will get the out of the box APIs that Salesforce have provided, where you can go and create the channel and also create the channel members as well. So I'm taking this option to create the channel. Right? Again, whatever the post URL that we discussed, you can see that this is the same URL, right? To create the channel. Tooling as objects platform event channel. Tooling as objects platform event channel, right? And this is the kind of a body that you have to pass. As I said, you can use the full name as well, right? This full name must be unique. So let me change this full name to, you can give any name. It's completely up to you. So here I am giving the full name as ERP channel. Okay. Again, I want to subscribe to the channel type as data, and the label that I want to put here is the channel for ERP system. Channel for the ERP system. Now let me go and click on send. You can see that my channel is created. Right? We are getting the successful response with the 201, and this is the ID of my channel. Now what I want to do next here is, in that channel, I want to add the multiple members. Right? So how we can do that? To do that, we can go towards the create channel member. To do that, we'll go towards the create channel member. Now in this channel member, as I said, we can go and add the multiple member. So let's see, the first member that I want to add here is the account channel member. Right? So what I am doing here is, uh, let me just change this name. Again, you can give any name as I said, but that name must be unique. So I am keeping this name here, ERP channel, as the account change event. Event channel, whatever the name that you have given while creating the channel, you have to give the exact same name. So this is the name that I have given. So I am putting that name here under the event channel. Selected entity, as I am creating adding the account objects, I have to give this name only. Right? Now let me go and send this. Similarly, you can, if you want, you can add another object here, because in if I navigate to my org, in my org I have exposed the multiple object. Right? That's what we have done in the first part. We have exposed the multiple objects here. Right? So for example, if I go here, I have exposed the account, contact, as well as the custom object as the task and the campaign member. So let me go and add another member in that object, that is the contact object. So let me keep the this name as the contact change event, because I have to give the name event of the contact, and for the better naming convention, I am here putting the contact object. You can put anything, but that name must be unique. So for the better naming convention, I am putting here the contact change event. Now let me go and send this. Right? So you can see that we do have the multiple members added in the same contact channel. If you want, you can also make a query and validate the response. To do that, you can take the help of developer console, or you can also do it with the help of Postman. Let me show you first with the developer console and then with the help of Postman as well. As I am not familiar with the fields, so let me go and check the documentation, what all different fields that I can query. So I will first check for the platform event channel. I'm putting it into the Google, opening the link which says the tooling API, because I have to make this query with the help of tooling API. Again, you can see that there are few fields like the channel type, developer name. If you scroll down further, there are a few more fields like the full name and language. I'm interested only in few fields for now, just for my validation purpose, like the channel type and the developer name. So here I go to the developer console and making my query. So select ID, comma, channel type, comma, DEVLO developer name from, and my object name here is the platform event channel. So let me go and put that platform event channel, right? And again, one thing that you have to make sure folks here is whenever you are making the query by using the developer console, you have this checkbox checked, that is the using tooling API. If you are not checking this checkbox and making the query, you will get this error called platform event channel is not supported. So you have to make sure that this checkbox is checked, and once this checkbox is checked and you click on the execute button, you will see that the channel is created, the ERP channel that we have created, right? You can also go and validate whether the channel members are present or not, and for that we do have another object that is nothing but the platform event channel member. And for that, again, I'm navigating to the documentation here. Just below the platform event channel, we do have the platform event channel member. Here again, if I'm taking the same field like the developer name and also the event channel to make my query, so here I go and put the developer name, comma, event channel, and let me just take this out, channel type from here, and changing the object name to channel member, right? Let's go and execute this. So you can see that we can see the channel members here, right? Again, in case I want to see the channel member only for the ERP channel, then we have to filter this out with the help of event channel. So let me go and put that where the event channel is equal to, and here I do have my ID. So let me take this ID from here and put it here. Let me go and execute this. You can see that we can see the channel members are added successfully. As I said, you can also do this with the help of Postman. If you have to try this out with the help of Postman, you can navigate to the tooling API section here, and in the tooling API under the tooling query, you can execute your query. So to do that, again, I'm copying the same query from here, and under the tooling query, next to the queue, I am putting that query and clicking on send. You can see the similar response from the Postman as well. You can see that we do have both the channel members available here too. Right now we have understood how to create the custom channel and also how to add the channel members. Now we will see how we can enrich our channel to send the additional field. As I said in my previous scenario that we discussed, for example, let's say I have to send the additional data to the ERP. Whenever I have to perform the integration, my ERP system is asking me to always send the unique ID, that is nothing but the external ID. And for the demo purpose, what I have done here is on the account object, I have created one custom field with the name of external account ID. So whenever I am making any changes on the account, I want this external ID should be sent to the billing system. So how we can do that? Before you go and perform any enrichment functionality, as soon as you have added the additional field or any custom field, you have to make sure that that custom field is populated with some value. If you keep this as null or undefined, right, or blank, again, the Salesforce will not send those values. Salesforce will show the enrich fields only and only when there is some value in that field. So make sure that you are putting some value in this field. Right now, you do have the field available. Now we have to go and add the enrich field on our channel member. So how we can do that? To do that, again, we will navigate to the event platform, and here we do have one request available, and that request says that you can add the enrich fields here, right? Add enrich field to the channel member. So what are the two things that we have to do here? Before we go and do that, we have to go and populate the platform event channel member ID, to which platform event channel member we want to add that enrich field. Let's say in my scenario, I want to add that enrich field to the account channel. So I have to go and put the account channel member ID. So this is my account channel, and I am copying this ID from here and putting it here, right? So I have put my platform event channel member ID. Now the next thing that I have to do here is I have to also go and populate the body as well. Now in the body, I have to go and populate the full name. Again, my full name is available here. So again, I'm copying the full name from here and putting it here. Now the next thing I have to, what are all the fields that I have to send in the form of enrich field, I have to go and populate that field. You can send one field or more than one field as well. So you have to make sure that you are putting the API name in the name property. So here I am putting the API name of the field. Event channel, the channel that we have created here, right? That is nothing but the ERP channel. So I am putting that channel here in the enrich field as well, right? So this is my ERP channel and selected entity, as I have to send the data on the account object. So entity will be the account change event only. With all those details, now if we go and send this, we will get the successful response that my enrich field is added, right? Now, how we can validate this? Again, there are two ways. If you want, you can also navigate to the documentation and you can go and make the query on the enrich field, right? That is the one way to do it. Another way is, what you can do here is you can make the request and validate with the help of streaming monitor if any of the account field is any of the account field is changing, are we sending the enrich fields or not? So to do that, as in the first part we have installed the third party application, that is the streaming monitor. Let me go and open that application here. So I'm opening the streaming monitor here and we will go and make the subscription to the streaming monitor. Let me go and refresh the page. Right, so my streaming monitor is open. Let me go and subscribe to a channel. So here I am subscribing to the custom channel change event, and I want to subscribe to the which channel, the custom channel that I have created. Sorry, let me go to the custom channel, that is nothing but the ERP channel. So here I go to the ERP channel and subscribe to that channel, ERP channel, and clicking on subscribe. So I have subscribed to this ERP channel. Now the expectation here is if I go and change any record, right? In addition to that change fields, my external ID field should also be sent. So let me go and change the rating here from hot to warm and clicking on save. Let's go and validate whether that field is added or not. So here I go and check this. You can see that in addition to the change field, I am also sending the enrich field as well. That is nothing but the external account ID. That means our enrich functionality is working as expected. Now another scenario that we discussed, that you can also send the filtered record as well. For example, let's say I want to send the record where the industry is energy, right? So what that also we can do, and for that, as we have discussed in the slides, that for that what we have to do here is we have to go and add the filter expression. So what we will do here is we will again modify the same request, and this time we will go and add the filter expression. So again, what all different parameters are required, event channel is required in the patch request. So again, we have to make sure that as we are modifying the channel member, right, my request must be patch here. And after that, so full name is there. So after that, metadata is there. After that, event channel is also there. Selected entity is also there. Only thing that we have to do here is in the metadata, rather than we go and populate the enrich fields, I have to go and populate the filter expression. So let me go and make sure that I am putting the filter expression correctly. So filter expression. Now here you can add any filter expression. Let's say I want to send only those records for which the industry is energy. So like this, you can go and add any expression here. So let me go and put here industry is equal to energy. Right? Now again, we have to make sure that we are correctly putting the platform channel member ID. That's what we already did, right? And my body is also correct. And I'm sending the patch request. Why patch request? Because I have to go and modify the existing channel. So here I go and send it. Okay, I'm getting the bad request that industry is equal to energy, or request may be missing a required field. What is the required field that we are talking about here? Okay, event channel is there, filter expression is there. Okay, I missed to put the comma. Let me put the comma and try to send this one more time. Right, this time you can see that now my request has been successfully executed and I'm getting the 204 content. So for example, for this account, if my industry is, let me go and set this industry to energy and clicking on save. Right now, if I go and make any changes on this request, then and then only the data will be sent. For example, let me again go and change this rating from warm to hot and clicking on save. If I go to the streaming monitor and validate that request, you will see that I am I'm able to send the request, right, for the rating as hot. Now let me go and do this one more time. Here I am changing the industry this time to apparel and clicking on save, right? And after that, again, I am changing the rating from hot to warm and clicking on save. This time the expectation here is my channel should not send any request. So let me go and validate that. So here I am changing the stream to monitor. You can see that no further request is going. Why? Because we have put the filtered criteria here, that the filter expression here as industry is equal to energy. So my event should be subscribed only and only when the industry is energy. This is how you can go and use the custom channel, enrich the custom channel by adding the few fields, or you can put the filter criteria on your custom channel. I hope folks you found this session helpful and got some learning from this session. In case you do have any queries, kindly let me know in the chat section or in the comment section. Thank you. Have a good time. Bye bye.